Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to some NACE broadcast action, of course. Myself, Daniel the Save One Man. I realized that I could hear the music on the stream. I had the stream turned up so I could hear the stream. Good thing I didn't hear my own voice, or else I would have cringed a little bit. But it's all good, because right now we have St. Clair Saints versus Durham Lords, of course. I don't know if I said this already. My name is Daniel the Save One Mana, and I'm solo casting here tonight over on the St. Clair stream, and I hope you guys enjoy what action we have. St. Clair trying to take the W, is Scherze already getting the opening frag here of the round. Now trying to get onto A site, already cooking now with 2 in this pistol round. They have chosen T side for this rush, and they are already on the site itself. What's kind of nice is that St. Clair had a little bit of a break, because they've all been playing Valorant, so I guess that's that's been their kind of break for the past little bit. But of course, they're still CSGO guys at heart. And now we continue. Oh, my bad. Wait, Durham won? No, the sides have switched. No, they haven't. It's the sides are opposite, but it's all good. There we go. Thank you guys so much. St. Clair up 1-0, as once again they are trying to go for not an A rush, but they are just slow walking, and they're kind of splitting now, with one member going into water, one with the actual bomb itself, deciding on where they want to go. As Zapper does get a really nice pick. They could go into connector, however, in the back, over by party. It's gonna be another player. It's gonna be Snooze that takes down Zapper himself. Now in a 3v3 situation, St. Clair have to decide on where exactly they want to get to. One player of Saints actually ended up going down. I'm not too sure what it was, but it's all good, because Thrasher over on a B site itself did end up picking up one. Now over by Walk something. Can't remember what it's called. It's all good. Bomb itself has been planted, and Bub takes down Scherze. Now in a 1v2 situation, Thrasher was on he was on 1 HP. You couldn't really do anything there. That's the first round going over, or I guess the first round of the first W for Durham going over for themselves. They have more than enough time. 1-1 now coming through here in the game itself. We gotta watch out for St. Clair to see if they this is gonna be their, I feel like this is their hardest game yet. They have beaten the Durham Lords before, and they're now coming into this with high hopes. And the reason why there's only one caster is because True, he had to go coach the team itself. So a lot of times St. Clair can play solo, but when it's a massive game, then True has to go and coach his team. And he's done an amazing job over the past couple of seasons. One of the best coaches I've seen, but it's going to be all good for the Durham Lords so far. Is already a 1v2 situation going through for RTB onto 2 members. Maybe 2 St. Clair members inside of connector that both go down. RTB does want to try and scout out and find more. Hasn't found anything just yet, but it's going to be Cookie as well as his teammates. It's going to be Con that are inside of connector that try and challenge RTB, and RT gets a triple kill at the end of all of that, with Snooze topping off the round with 2 for himself. Finish off the last 2 inside of connector. Saints look kind of confused. Let me just take a drink real quick. I'm going to switch between casual Daniel and caster Daniel throughout this whole broadcast, and I hope you guys are okay with that. One thing we have to watch out for of the Saints is that they are all coordinated with their pushes. They don't always have to be together, because we've seen them win rounds where they are separated and kind of spread out across this overpass map, as we do see on our screen right now. 2 heading over by B side, as now 1 inside of playground, 1 over by bathrooms. Now starting to look for where they exactly want to go to, whether they want to rotate over towards B if they can find a pick, or if they want to go over towards A. The unique layout of overpass is that there are so many entrances and different situations to go to all across this map, as now St. Clair are trying to find their picks. Cookie does find 1, but Cool Gamer now with 2. Is topping off the board for himself. But with 1 minute remaining here of the round, Zapper having to make something happen with the rest of his squad. Cookie, Con still alive for the Saints. And they have come back from very weird situations before. Jackie still holding this corner, just to try and listen if there's anybody inside bathroom, if there's anyone over inside of connector. There is one. But it's going to be one. That's going to be Concon. Actually gets taken very low, but a trade of kills. Zapper does take down RTB as well. A really nice peek coming through from Cookie. Gets Jackie reloading or trying to switch weapons. I'm not too sure which one it was, but definitely one or the other. Now in a 2v2. Coming through. Zapper, Cookie, Bub, Cool Gamer. Bub over on the backside trying to find his angle as well. Cool Gamer may have been sound cued out, and it's going to be the turn! Cookie with the turn! That was sick! Bub inside of this room. Needs to look for his two members. Oh, he does find one with a nice headshot coming through, but Cookie with a nice little jiggle peek takes down Bub. Might want to pick up his weapon. He definitely does. Doesn't shoot the body. No BM happening here over on the Saints broadcast. But that's Saints going 2-2, tying this one up. Bunch of utility being bought for St. Clair. Kind of the same thing happening over on Durham, as one of their members does have a full utility loadout. It's RTB that does have to save, and you can see it within that 1v1. Usually RTB would have won that trade, or at least in previous rounds. If he did have something, but there in that one, he wasn't able to do anything. Shurzay does get fragged out, and not getting fragged back. But Zapper over by Party does take down one. Cool Gamer now with the nade. Little Kobe shot over towards Thrasher. Takes him down as well. 3v3 here for the Saints. They look to try and get onto one of these sites. And there'll be one member of St. Clair that is kind of hovering over towards the T-spawn and wants to decide whether he wants to go over towards B or rotate over towards A. What's going to really decide that is a pick. Of course, 1 minute remaining here in the round itself. Smoke does go out of here onto the site, which does alert one member of Durham. Now rotating all the way over towards A, and Zapper does take it down 1, and he's very much ready for 2. Looking over towards Headshot, doesn't find anyone just yet, but we know that Snooze is back here. I want to try and use some utility. He doesn't actually have any. Totally kidding on that one. Zapper now communicating to his teammate on if the site itself is clear to enter. It's going to be Cookie that throws over a smoke towards the back of the site. Zapper does get taken out, and it's also going to be Cookie. Now Snooze tries to do anything, but it's going to be Concon with the op. 1v1 situation going through. Can he do it? No, he cannot. It's going to be Cool Gamer that takes down Concon at the end of the day. Durham, they were down. They kind of... Did they clutch up the round? I don't think they clutch it up. But taking the third round for themselves. Durham are holding defense almost not, I don't want to say perfectly, but they're looking at like a very, very solid team. St. Clair sometimes will just steamroll a lot of teams. But Durham is going to be a challenge. You always love to see a very, very close game. Jackie over in bathrooms with the headshot onto Zapper with the op. Insane stuff coming through. Snooze as well onto Shurzay. But the Saints once again have come back from worse, and just as I say that, it's going to be an SMG shot over towards Concon. Unfortunate stuff. Flashbang over towards Long, just to peek it. And that's going to be Snooze in the back with a quick rotation over towards bathrooms. Cookie does go down, and it's just going to be Thrasher at the end of the day. It also ends up getting taken out. 4-2 now coming through here as Durham is taking a 2-point lead over the Saints. Taking a look at the utility and all of the weapons that are bought here in the round. Of course, St. Clair does have to save for 1 round. I don't think they 4-spot in the last one. They just kind of ecoed. But now realizing that they have to try and rush in and deny as much utility as possible. It's going to be done inside of Monster, but it's no one that is taken down just yet. Oh, a huge molly coming through, but Cookie now with 2. Never underestimate pistols, ladies and gentlemen, because sometimes they can do a whole lot, but the long range of the M4 is always amazing. RTB covering inside of connector almost perfectly, and now it's just Zapper versus 2. Does have the M4 for himself, as well as a little bit of armor. If he does want to rotate out, also does not have the bomb. Gonna be one member. It's RTB inside of Heaven that has the op now available for himself and might want to try and do some snipe shooting. Zapper needs to peek these angles correctly and realizes that the bomb is in perfect sight of Heaven. Maybe a crouch peek over towards it. Onto the site now he goes. A couple of pre-firing shots as well into Heaven. But it's going to be Zapper that places down the bomb itself. He peeks out over towards Walk and doesn't get anything. It's unfortunate. Also gets taken down by the Molly. A little bit of BM coming through. It's unfortunate. We'll get you guys next time. That was cringe. 5-2 is what Durham come up with at the end of that round, as well as a whole lot of utility. Look at the team money on them. My goodness. They were at like 35K there. Insane stuff coming through from this squad as well. St. Clair having to save in the last round now, has full AKs for themselves. They are not called Vandals, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been playing Valorant. I almost said it. Bunch of AKs coming out now, as Mollies are all entering these sites. Bunch of baiting tools coming out now for St. Clair, as still they have kept this pattern of the 2-1-2 split. But Snooze is right on top of Shirzay. In a lot of cases, it always is that 1v1 that comes down to the picks. Already 2 across the board. Thrasher says, I will avenge my teammates. Takes down Bub as well. But now St. Clair on the down foot. Only having 3 members for themselves. Snooze kind of doing some parkour around this site itself. Jumping all around. It's going to be Cookie that's inside of Connector. That does take the bomb. Now walking all the way over towards A. Realizes that he doesn't exactly have the man advantage now with the rotation over towards B. Thrasher with the entry frag onto the side. He saw the peek and a little bit late of reaction timing comes out from him, but it's going to be Cool Gamer that tries to peek behind Pillar. Snooze also takes down Zapper. Snooze now with 2. I guess the little hops on top of the barricades were really helping him out as he tries to shoot a little bit more. Didn't have time to reload. It's unfortunate. But Cookie now in a 1v2 situation. His teammate was not able to do it before. See if Cookie can do it here. 56 HP and a Dream. Doesn't have any more utility. I want to look for the rotate. There is only 23 seconds, so I'm a little bit of a noob caster. Look for your picks. Get onto the site. Plant the bomb. One sitting over in water. Jackie looking onto the site just to see if he can hear anything. Cookie might want to save. Just kidding. Now planting onto the site is going to be Cookie, as there you go. The small little peek comes out from Jackie. Reason why I said save is because I thought he was just going to sit inside water and just try and save, honestly. But I guess, you know, planting down the bomb itself gives you some economy. It's the team play rather than the solo play. 62 coming through here for Durham Lords as they are completely taking over Overpass. I don't know if this is a defender-sided map, but it's definitely the case where St. Clair were not struggling in the early game, but they have lost a bunch of 1v1s, and the prediction that's also coming out of Durham is just so incredibly amazing. Now inside of Monster, Cool Gamer should not have got any of those. Had a backup of his team. My goodness. Bub now with 2, but on the side, Zapper tries to plant down the bomb, but just baits it. Not looking for anything just yet, but it's going to be an offer inside of Heaven out of Jackie. Throwing the flashbang over towards the pillar, not actually flashing out Cookie as they both reset. It's one member. It's Zapper that's behind the main site itself. Cookie now has to back up over towards water. Also, the smoke coming out to cancel out the fire, but it should be all worth it at the end of the day as Cookie blind shots over towards the site. Now with more shots over towards the bomb as Bub does get taken down to very low HP. The Diffuser is going down, but Cookie now with 2 as he's holding this almost perfectly. Now 1v1. It's R versus Cookie. The bomb got defused? No bias whatsoever. Cookie does take down RTB though. So I guess it's the mental W for Saints that come out. Spam the door to help the Lords. I love that spam. If you guys are from Durham, let me know. If you guys are rooting for St. Clair, then definitely let me know as well in the chat. 26 of you in here. Thank you guys for all tuning in. This, of course, is a solo cast. Usually I like to treat solo cast a little bit more casual since I don't like to wear out my voice too much. Since we're kind of in it for the long haul. I interact with chat a little bit more, so all that stuff is good. But as we head back into the round itself, it's going to be St. Clair that actually go together as a squad. So the split not really working out for them, as now they go all over towards A. There's one member of Durham that's actually behind. It's number 4, which I don't know exactly who that is. I think it's Jackie, is behind the enemy team. RTB on the site now, does go 1 for 1, but it's going to be Snooze over by Truck that has usually held this position now with the M4. Takes down 3, and Durham flexing their muscles, saying, St. Clair, whatever you want to do, we're gonna completely counter that. I'm supporting the Lord's just too lazy to find the door. You could copy paste. St. Clair got this easy clap. Beautiful, beautiful. Heading into this next round, it's going to be St. Clair that tries to redeem themselves, but Durham needs to close this out. Once again, it's up to 16. You guys have been playing Valorant too much. You are very used to 13, as I am, but 16, we gotta remember that. It's gonna be Durham that comes up in the man advantage. Actually, no, it's the 1-for-1 trade that goes through, because you can kind of count ConCon's half HP as Durham taking that trade for themselves. But Cookie, through a door, takes down Cool Gamer. I think that's what that icon is. But now having to choose which site they want to get onto. So far, the consensus is going to be B, as Jackie does try some shenanigans and rotates all around the map itself. Now with shots going over towards heaven, it's going to be Zapper that flex over towards each side. Oh my goodness, Zapper clearing the site itself, clearing it for the Saints in particular. It's going to be Jackie that does get 1 with the op, now looking for the peaks all across this map. The flash does come out, but not picking the right corner. Zapper, even though he was stunned, does take out the last member. St. Clair takes their first round in such a long time. Looking towards the round number 12. Saints have finally found the momentum that they need. The economy on each side in terms of cash is in the favor of the Saints right now. They have a lot more saved up for themselves, so if they do end up losing this round, they get a little bit of cash back. But the big thing to watch out for is if the Saints can continue their momentum. And just as I say that, Snooze with a quick peek over towards Playground. Sometimes how Durham plays really, it doesn't confuse me, but it always interests me because this is really good CSGO play. Always unpredictable. They're not always holding the exact same sites. They are always doing something different based on the gameplay itself. But it's always St. Clair to now respond with their own aggression, as they definitely do. It's a 3v3 that tops off that little skirmish that just happened. With now Shurzay and Thrasher having to not really rotate, but they're kind of checking out their rotations. Do we want to rotate over towards A or not? It's going to be Shurzay that does take down Snooze, as he is roaming into enemy lines. Cool Gamer also being taken out. My goodness, Thrasher with 5. Always feel like it's kind of crazy when you really see Thrasher play. He was left at like 1 HP in round 2 or 3, I believe it was, and had to try and clutch, and he obviously didn't do it, but they're in that trade. It was always going to come in handy. The Thrasher strat. Stay at low HP and just frag out. Saints now with beautiful utility as well as weapons for themselves. Durham Lords having to save. It's always up to St. Clair if they want to come back in a lot of cases, and now you can definitely tell that Drew is inside of their ears, saying, hey, boys, don't worry. Game number 1, let's try and take whatever we can. Shurzay with the good old classic peek. Oh, he took down 2. Did not mean for that to happen, but that's when you say it's all calculated. It's going to be Cookie now inside of water that takes down Snooze. We also see one more member, which is going to be Jackie, that is sitting on top of this, on top of the box, kind of. Now backs away. RTB as well, backing over towards Monster. But it's going to be the rotate that comes through from St. Clair that allows them to get onto A site, plant down the bomb. Thrasher, of course, holding the exact same position that he has been holding in terms of the rotate stopper. Thrasher now with another 1v1. Quick headshot over towards Jackie. Finishing off the round is going to be St. Clair. Simple stuff coming through. Of course, I'm on a little bit of a delay for you guys. Right now, on the stream itself, it's 5-2. For myself, it's 8-5. But I see in the chat, I actually like this commentator. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're going to get this message late. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Is you're going to get the message, my appreciation a little bit late since we are on a couple of minute delay. Just to stop all the stream snipers from coming through. Still taking a look at this round here. A little bit of a cheeky little boost going through there. RTB realizes that there is a little bit of noise going over towards long, and it's going to be the smoke on the site itself. As now all four members actually enter the site itself. It's going to be Scherze that does get taken down by Cookie and Jackie. So a couple of shots in the back by his teammate. It's all good though. Zapper, Cookie now looking onto the site. Con also gets taken down. Jackie now having to hold down the site itself. It was the smoke that ended up catching out St. Clair, but Cookie now in a 1v I don't even know situation. My goodness. That was, you know what? That's the type of round that you say to yourself, you know what? Let's just forget about that. We're not going to think about that. Snooze topping off the leaderboard with 20 kills for himself. Definitely the MVP over on Durham. Have to take a look at him as we continue going in these next couple of rounds. Even the games themselves. I hope we go game 3. Honestly, I'm kind of enjoying myself. I'm going to be honest. I've always had a sweet spot for CSGO. I think Clair having to attack in the ways that they have been attacking this whole entire game. They are still doing the 2-2 split. Thrasher, though, with 2 onto B site now kind of opens up the site itself. What they don't know is that there are still 2 members of Durham that are on the site itself as he looks away from the flash now to try and take down Jackie, but it's not going to do it. Cool Gamer as well onto... Oh, wait. Jackie took down Cookie. Cool Gamer onto Thrasher. That's what I ended up saying. But it's Zapper and Con that make their way over towards B because they have to win the 2v2 on B if they even want a chance at redemption. Con with the op has hit these shots on multiple occasions in a row, and before I can even finish that sentence, Con hits 1, but it's Jackie versus Con. The op gods of each squad. Con trades it out for an AK, but gets taken out by RTB. It's going to be the half, ladies and gentlemen, I believe, as Durham Lords are taking the half 10-5. Now everything resets. Everyone goes poor. Yeah. That's kind of it. Everyone goes poor and they switch sides. Who can win pistol round? Pistol round really determines a whole lot. We have to watch out for this. Bunch... I'm gonna say ghost. Bunch of UMPs coming up for St. Clair. Durham, though, staying with the Glocks, of course, the good old classic on T side. But it's going to be a bathrooms rush. They realize that one member of St. Clair is now running for the hills inside of long. See if they can catch the tail end of him. Yes, they do. It's going to be cooking the back of the head that hits the pavement face first. But now, Bub with the initial frag onto the site. Zapper also gets taken down. Scherze, Con now versus the world. See what they are able to do. Scherze in multiple occasions has been able to frag out. But they're all holding beautiful angles for themselves. Durham having to take this very, very slowly. Getting onto the site now is going to be Con as a 1-for-1 trade does go through. Scherze trying to peek all of these correct angles. Has to hit the 1 taps, and he definitely does it on one member. Now 2 more to go. Over by Truck. Is not going to hit his shots. Bob, 1v1 situation, having to defuse the bomb itself. He's not going to be able to do it. It's unfortunate. Scherze almost got there. Scherze almost got there. It was close. But Durham, at the end of the day, does take the W. It doesn't matter if it was close or not, Mr. Caster. Our home team still winning the round. That's what chat's saying to me right now. I can just imagine it already. Going up 11-5 here. Durham Lords have definitely made a statement and catching St. Clair off guard. Scherze now with the rush with the rest of his teammates into playground. They definitely predict this one as Jackie and Cool Gamer do take down 2, but it's a full-on rush over by Slide as Scherze now is able to hit his shots. RTB is in the back, and they have to realize as they now start to change up their loadouts. AKs. 1 AK for Cookie, as well as 2 more weapons for the rest of his teammates. Cookie with the headshot onto RTB as they now hold down the site. The site being the playground. Good old reset spot. Snooze with the Scherze pick is massive, but now over by Fountain itself. Cookie had to hit his shots, and he does not. But it's Snooze on 4 HP. Hit him with the sneeze, and he's dead. And that's all you got to do. Con W. Big dubs. Right in the back. St. Clair displaying a really good squad here. I don't know if they've always struggled on overpass. I feel like they've definitely I've never seen that before. Bunny hopping on heads. That was funny. Durham save round. See, now, the one thing St. Clair is really good at doing is saving, but also getting kills. I've recognized that. Every time I've casted St. Clair, the number one thing, I used to have a co-caster that you actually used to play on the St. Clair CSGO roster. The one thing he always tells me is never underestimate pistols because they can be so explosive, and that is exactly what Durham tried to do. Now, once again, they are, I believe last round wasn't actually their save round, so maybe it was just a weird rush that came through from them. St. Clair able to hold down B site, but now with the saves coming through from Durham. Still, St. Clair trying to hold on all of these angles. It's going to be Cookie that does get 1 onto Bub. 3 members of Durham still available for themselves. Make that 2. Just kidding. Now make that 1. And where's this last one? It's Jackie in a corner. Jackie has held this position multiple times in a row. Aww. It's CSGO timing, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we just saw. 1 member hiding in the corner and looks away just at the last second. St. Clair slowly with the comeback here on defense. They were down by a whole lot, winning 4 rounds for themselves since the half. I believe it was 4 or 3. Or no, it was 3. Yeah, they were at 5 at the half. But now Durham coming off of a save round is massive for themselves, as they now want to look all across this map. They're kind of doing a 4-1 split with 1 member going over towards B to see if they can find any exiting picks. Kind of a little cheeky rotates. I know that a lot of players love to rotate aggressively, and that's exactly what Snooze is trying to do over by B site. But it's going to be Durham that allow themselves to slowly rotate over towards A site itself. Transition on site is more what I want to say, as Cookie does spot out a couple members, throws over his molly to try and stop the actual push from coming through. 2 go over on the side of St. Clair, as Bub trays 1 back. Cookie now inside of Medic takes 1 down as well. Snooze with the aggressive push, trying to catch off the rotation of his opponents, throws a smoke into heaven just to cut off the vision. Now, if Durham want to rotate onto the site itself, they can definitely do so, and that's exactly what their plan is going to be. It's going to be Snooze and Jackie. Jackie on full HP as 1 member of St. Clair being taken down to very low HP, but it's going to be Cookie with a headshot onto Jackie, which is absolutely massive. But now 3 members of St. Clair inside of Heaven itself have to rotate out with a little bit of shots going over towards the main default area itself. Cookie has to come out with the jiggle peek and potentially the headshot coming through, but it's going to be a quick body shot onto Snooze, as he definitely says goodnight to this player. Get it? Snooze, goodnight. Now defusing the bomb itself. Oh my goodness. right. We're looking at round 21, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost done this match. Because this is so incredibly close. Now we're hitting the double digits. Double digits is the late game of CSGO that we always love to watch. Of course, the pistol rounds, the half times are always fun. Once you get into the late meat, it's got to be about closing out matches or the comebacks coming through. But it's going to be a full-on pistol rush that goes down onto a B site with one going across. Shurzay now being denied of a lot. But it's Zapper with the last 2 kills. And didn't have any more ammo left. Of course, you always have to save whenever possible because it could lead into some amazing rounds, and that's exactly what Durham tried to do. Their utility coming into this round is great, as well as St. Clair. So the econ for St. Clair is insane. You can see that they're in the thousands. If they continue to pressure Durham like they have been in multiple rounds in a row, it's going to be really, really nutty to see the defense coming out, but it's going to be the off shot over towards Long. It's Cookie that takes down one as a flash goes towards the back of Long. Still keeping that player there, which is going to be Cool Gamer. He's trying to hide there. Shurzay now with the snooze peek for himself. It's one member going into water. Con does take one down as well. Cool Gamer peeking out Cookie, taking the headshot for him. Over towards the back of one member over on St. Clair. The molly does go out as RTB is on very low HP. It's going to be Cool Gamer as well with the headshot onto Con. Now having to rotate across the map is the plan. Cool Gamer having to pick up the bomb itself and move over towards B is the current plan of the site. They could very easily rotate. They've got 50 seconds left. They want to. Thrasher now coming down from heaven as God himself. With a slow peek over towards Monster, it's a 1-for-1 that goes across. RTB 11 HP. Now in the back, it's going to be a quick little love tap from Shurzay. As St. Clair now able to tie up the game itself. There is something about Overpass that makes it such a D-sided map. Pretty sure it's how fast you can actually rotate between each of these sides. Looks very, very easy. But now having to go together as a squad is going to be Durham. They had to force buy there in that round. Not really force buy. I think they got a lot of loss bonus, so they were able to full buy. Of course, they have some decent utility. Jackie doesn't exactly have anything, or at least not from what we see. Maybe he used it early on in the round. Coming through here, it's going to be 5 that come through for St. Clair now. Having to get onto the sites is going to be absolutely crucial. That was completely on the other side. I thought St. Clair was on attack for just a small second, I'm going to be honest. I daydreamed a little bit. But now we know that Durham has to get onto the sites. I guess you can kind of say that on defense. You have to, oh yeah, I'm just going to drop that point. It's all good. St. Clair having to defend these sites, and it's going to be B that is currently in their defensive plans. Bob peeking out now with the headshot and a quick flick. Bob RTB take down 3. St. Clair are slowly getting whittled out as now there's 2 members of them that are sitting inside of heaven. Actually, both are going to rotate onto the sites themselves. Maybe they want to try and go together as a squad. Con with pre-fire shots inside of the smoke. RTB does go down, but he was the least one of their troubles. 3 members of Durham are now alive with a bunch of utility going out. It's got to be the heads that catch him out. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but Con in a 1v2. He's got an op, and he also has a dream. Now, onto the site itself, it's going to be the peak from Cool Gamer that eliminates Con and take it 12-11. Ladies and gentlemen, this is such an incredibly close match. Both of these teams are the best. Of course, this is the NACE Finals. Once again, if you guys don't know, this is what the whole entire spring season has culminated to throughout the NACE bracket. Now we get to see if St. Clair can pull out yet another W for themselves, or if Durham is going to close out this match. All of the possibilities are there. Galil shots over towards A side, as 3 members of St. Clair are over by the site itself, but it's going to be the lone member heading over towards Party. It's going to be Cookie now with 1 shot for himself, looking over towards Toilets and not able to take out the second. It would have been really, really good if he did it, obviously. Jackie only taken down to 30 HP. Taking a look now over by the 1v1 type of area. It's going to be Scherze that takes down Bub. Now, with another 1v1, Zapper entering a territory that he definitely didn't want to see. But it's going to be the drop down from Con. Good stuff from him. Cool Gamer now taking out Scherze with an op shot is insane. Look for the smokes. Oh, it's a quick little frag. Jackie gets taken down, but now Cool Gamer 1v2 situation. This is where Durham has to give Cool Gamer all of his energy. Can he clutch the round? And this is where dreams are made, ladies and gentlemen. Cool Gamer, 34 HP and an op. Not gonna do it. Unfortunate stuff. Unfortunate. 12 to 12 now in round number 25. I'm seeing in the chat that the Durham fans didn't exactly think that St. Clair were this good. Didn't think that St. Clair was actually going to make it this far. Definitely true. But St. Clair is a good team, man. They are probably the best team that St. Clair has right now. Well, Overwatch, but debatable. It's all good. Still looking at this round itself, it's going to be Con onto Bob. Con now with 2. Whoa, that's 3. Cookie. My goodness. The 2 warriors holding down inside of bathrooms. Crazy stuff coming from them. But now as we continue to look here in the round, it's going to be Cool Gamer. That kind of clutches the hope of the round continuing for his squad. It would have been very useful there in the last one, but Zapper now holding the corner realizes that someone is going to be entering here. Checked his corner a little bit too late. That would have been huge if Durham knew how to check their corners. Sorry, that was toxic. It's RTB now that has to clutch up the round. AK. Cookie still has sights on short here. Having to look with his scout. I think he's got a scout. Jumping over by double box. Just having to look it down over towards washrooms. Doesn't find anyone just yet, but RTB definitely does. It's going to be Thrasher over by Headshot, I believe. Gets taken down as well. Molly onto the site. Cookie does get lit up a little bit. RTB realizing the situation, though. Analyzing it for sure. And now both Scherze and RTB passing each other on opposite sides of the actual wall itself, and now having to rotate. So they had no idea that RTB had the rotation plan here because they didn't hear him inside of bathrooms. Very simple rotate coming through. Scherze now realizing that RTB is over by B, but it's still completely fine. They might want to try and get onto this site ASAP and check the corners as a duo. It's still a 1v2 situation, and you always kind of mentally think that the player that is left at 1 has the potential of clutching the round, and it's definitely going to be true. RTB comes up huge for his team. Woo! 20, what was that, like 20 something HP? I need a moment. Let me just take a quick water break presented by the saved one. Can we make a graphic for that? Now with the new round start, it's 13 to 12. Durham Lords still getting their first round in, I don't want to say in such a long time, but that was their first round in what it feels like a long time. Bob Snooze with 2 onto B site. As well, 1 member of Durham does go down. It's going to be Bub as well. Now with the quick peek onto the site, it's going to be Zapper with a very unexpected peek at that. Snooze ends up getting taken down, the MVP of this squad here. Now Cool Gamer on kind of the opposite side of St. Clair. Jackie with a shot onto Zapper. Was that blind? My goodness. Ooh, quick little flick. Durham now takes it 14 to 12. My goodness. I'm still out of breath from that last clutch that came through. My goodness. It's all 5 members of Durham that full buy, get full utility all across the board. St. Clair having a kind of eco here as of course they get full buys for themselves. Of course of what they can find. AUGs, I believe that's the AUG. For themselves. Thrasher, Con both with 1. And now having to realize that they don't exactly have too many flashes here. Now with a quick little interesting boost is now shots or go through the smoke, and it's going to be Cookie that gets taken down. Not expect that whatsoever, but Con with the slow peek over towards toilets. Can't exactly find anyone, but it's going to be cool inside of Lung that checks his immediate corner. Doesn't find anyone, but doesn't check the back of the site. It's going to be Zapper that takes him down. Snooze now 16 HP. Having to live here. Molly does go out to stop the rotation, the aggressive rotate from coming through. But Durham now with the very fast rotate going over towards B. 1 member of St. Clair. It's going to be Shurzay that holds his cheeky little corner every single time. Con with 1 headshot onto Jackie is massive on getting into the site. And now it's going to be another 1v1 that does come through, and you can kind of predict it going through here in the good old spot. Shurzay loves to hold. Bob, RTB all go down as the rotation is huge. Oh, it's a 5-minute rotation. Cool. Yeti says in the chat that St. Clair often come back, and I definitely agree. In a lot of cases, St. Clair, they've got a lot of stamina. They've been playing a lot as a team for a long time as a team together. You can definitely imagine the amount of synergy that you build over the past 2 seasons of playing with each other. It's crazy to really see the result of it. It all culminates to this, as St. Clair are now trying to come back. Even though it's just one round, it's still a huge mental battle to come back from. Because you think that you have the momentum, you continuously win rounds over and over again. You lose a couple, you win a couple, and now both sides have huge hope on winning here on Overpass. Whoever wins this has a massive advantage going into the next map itself, as this is a best of 3. But it's going to be Con onto Jackie. Off the start of the round. Shurzay now with the peek over towards water. My goodness, no damage is going to go across. But now it's Snooze onto the site as Shurzay now backing up over towards his own side. Zapper trading the kill itself. And it's going to be a 2v2 now as Snooze covering over towards the back side of A. At least in this case, it would be the back side of A. Con with a quick frag. Bob now having to reposition himself. Looking over towards water is going to be the back flank onto Con. Con not realizing that situation, but it's going to be Zapper in the back. Now Bob is in the exact same situation that he was in, or his teammate was in, multiple rounds ago. It's going to be Bob now with the 1v1, but Con having to pick this correctly is going to be able to do it. But does he have enough time? Yes, he does. Takes it 14-14. It's going to be Saints. No, wait. Oh, just kidding. It was an audio delay. I thought he got off the bomb. My goodness. All good though. This is what you dream of, ladies and gentlemen, when you watch these matches. You wish for a very close 14-14 match. Durham Lords now with the timeout for themselves if they want to meme this a little bit. If St. Clair want to meme this, hey, call a timeout. Boom. What exactly are they talking about now? Do they want a full buy? Do they want to save? Is a really big question to have. Kind of interesting is that they've already spent a whole lot of cash on shields as well as pistols. Maybe they want to try and clutch up around 30 and take it to the overtime. Could be the possibility here. Let's see what ends up happening here. Finally, the actual, the timeout. Where's my brain at? The timeout now wearing out. as the round itself is now starting. It's going to be St. Clair that allow themselves now to potentially close out the matches. It's going to be 2 rounds if they can do so. Durham now taking the 50-50 strat on saving this round, but buying in the next one. The only problem is that St. Clair does not know that the opponents are in this type of position. It's going to be Con that sits in the corner over by Truck. It allows himself to have the advantageous angle. It's going to be now 1 for Con. He does get traded out. Cookie now with 2 here for the round. Cookie looking for a little bit more. Zapper now with 1 more for himself. Cookie topping off the round with the triple as St. Clair realized the situation that their opponents were in. Going to be 14-15 here. St. Clair having to clutch up this round if they actually want to do anything. And the reason why I say clutch is because St. Clair, they've been very wishy-washy. They've gotten 4 rounds in a row, then they ended up losing, winning. But now they're in the position where they can definitely do some work. And they definitely have to do it here in round number 30. Close out the game, you go to map 2 with a win underneath your belt. Snooze misses all of the shots that he needed to hit. Doesn't hit 1 onto Thrasher. Taking the round here very early on as St. Clair is now they're in a 5v4. Now Durham are in their own heads. Do we rotate? Do we do anything? Now, Jackie with an immediate pick onto Thrasher himself is going to be massive. RTB is taken very, very low as Cookie is peeking over towards Party. Now has to look for a new angle. Con in the back of the opponents. Is now sitting outside of connector, so if anyone wants to peek, it could be crazy, but it's Zapper that back retreats to the backside of this site. But it's a 1-for-1 trade to start off the site itself as Jackie now gets 2 for himself. Now taking St. Clair to the wire. The save may have held itself perfectly, but no, it's Cookie and it's Con. My goodness, this is a mix of emotions. Con with the quick jump now has to jiggle peek. Jackie with 20 HP gets taken out by Cookie, and that is going to be it. My goodness. Whew. I'm out of breath, ladies and gentlemen. 16-14, St. Clair win overpass. Force of game 2. It brings St. Clair to a NACE match point. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, honestly, we're just going to go to a break because that was crazy. We'll go over huge recap in the next game, but actually I can quickly go over that now. St. Clair did end up, I think they won like 1 round at the beginning, but they ended up kind of struggling over towards the transition mark. At the halftime, it was 10-5. So a defensive lead definitely going into the favor of Durham. But St. Clair now coming back was amazing. Also, Durham definitely put up a huge fight. That was a very close CSGO match, by the way. My goodness, did not expect that to happen. We have some more NACE CSGO action coming up in just a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Do not go anywhere. St. Clair stream will be back in just a little bit.